Hi guys, welcome to the second tutorial for the Modular Sci-Fi Warriors pack. In this tutorial we're going to look at how we can add metahuman characters to our simple character blueprint. If you are familiar with metahumans, you already know that if you go to Windows Quixel Bridge, you can add metahumans to your project. I don't have any metahumans loaded in here, as you can see, so I need to add them. So I'm just going to go to the My Metahumans sections under Metahumans, and I'll choose a character to use. I want a character with short hair so that it doesn't overlap with the helmets and all the rest of that. So I'm going to go for Amelia. Looks like I have to download this one, so okay, I'll just pick one with long hair. We'll go for Ironside. It's already downloaded, and actually this is better because I'll probably show you how to deal with hair issues, like hair clipping through the helmets and all. So I'm gonna add this to my project by hitting the add button, and it is important. We can add metahumans to both our simple blueprint. For the simple blueprint it will be quite easy. I think we're going to use retargeting, live retargeting. So okay, that's done. We can close that out, and I'm gonna open up my metahuman characters blueprint. So let's open up Ironside and open up the blueprint. I don't know what causes this error here. I always get it. It probably doesn't appear in your project, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't really seem to affect anything. It's just talking about things which have been deprecated maybe. So we've got our metahuman character here. So how are we going to make it work with our third person character blueprint? Well, basically we've got these assets are compatible with metahumans, so you've got two choices. You can either add the skeleton meshes directly to your metahuman character, or set it up however you want, or you can use the third person character blueprint that's provided in this project. Okay, so if you were to set it up on your own, basically what you would have to do is select the skeleton meshes and simply just replace with the meshes that are provided in here. Okay, so the metahuman character actually uses an almost identical skeleton to the UE5 skeleton. I think there's just a few extra bones on the metahuman character. So if we add, let's say, to the legs, I add heavy legs. SK check, and we add that there. They'll fit right on. Okay. For the body, I will add. I'll add the male body, rather the male base. You might want to reset the material. Okay. And as you can see, everything fits right on. For the torso, we'll add the chest, and for the feet, we can just clear it. We don't need the sleepers. I won't clear it. Let me just use this for the helmet so that I don't have to create a new skeleton mesh for the helmet. So add the helmet, and basically that should be it. We've got our assets in there. Reset the material for this as well. Okay, and the only thing that we might want to change here is set the hair to either invisible or clear it, depends on what you prefer. I'm just gonna make it invisible by writing visibility in the details panel there and making it invisible. We can do the same for the beard if we want. And yeah, this is basically how you can add the armor to your metahuman characters. In order to get the skeleton to be compatible with your metahuman skeleton, you have to reassign the skeleton for these meshes to the metahuman. Okay, That's if you're using this method. Okay, you don't do this if you're not using this method. If you're going to be adding it to the third person character blueprint, don't change the skeleton. Okay, it would be a good idea if you just made a copy of everything and you know, kept that copy as a backup in case you want to use the original assets. I'm not going to do that because I'm not doing anything permanent here. But yeah, in order to change the skeleton to a metahuman skeleton, basically you choose the asset. You could choose all the asset actually and assign the metahuman skeleton to these assets, but I'm only going to choose one because I'm just showing you an example. But in your case, you should assign all the assets to the metahuman skeleton. Okay, so you choose the asset, you right click, and under skeleton you go to assign skeleton, and you find the metahuman base skeleton and accept. And this will allow all these assets and their animations to work with the metahuman body and the metahuman's animations. Okay, and yeah, this is the method we used in all my previous packs, which are specifically for metahumans. But now we want to do something different. Okay, so once you assign the skeleton, that's probably it for those of you who want to use the meshes directly with your metahumans without the third person character blueprint. This is basically all you have to do. So now if you want to use the metahuman with the third person character blueprint, I'm going to undo everything that we have done. Okay, so let's clear all that. Let's clear the legs, let's clear the torso, the feet, let's clear all that, and the body, let's clear that as well. Okay, so actually we should have made a backup of this. I'm gonna set it to its default state, and I'm gonna make a backup. I'm gonna add the body here because this is the way it was before. We don't need to worry about the slippers or the hair for now. Let's just compile that and save it, and let's make a duplicate so we have a second copy of it. So now, how do we use this with our third person character? Okay, so we don't want to go through all the work of setting up the inputs and all the rest of that stuff. So the best thing that we can do is we can parent our metahuman blueprint. We can parent our metahuman blueprint to the third person character. Okay, so in order to do that, all you need to do is go on File, Reparent Blueprint, and search for third person character. That's this one here. Just choose that and open it up, and you notice our third person character blueprint is now a part of the metahuman blueprint, and all the pieces are in here as well. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to parent the root to the mesh. Okay, and then once you've parented the root to the mesh, whilst you selected on the root, set the location of the root to 0 under Z and 0 under Z rotation. Okay, so that it matches in position with the parent blueprint, the third person blueprint. Okay, and the next thing you want to do is let's make the mesh invisible, not clear it. We don't want to clear it. Okay, so let's make it invisible. Okay, visibility. Yeah, let's hide it. Hit compile. Then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make these use the animations from our metahuman instead of using animations from the base mesh. Okay, So use many ABP many. We're going to clear it. That's the animation class. We're going to clear that for all these meshes. We set them all to none. Okay, we set all those to none, and before we go much further, let's select the body of our metahuman and let's replace it. We're going to add the body armor to this body. Okay, so under armor here, from the parent, you click armor, and let's clear that mesh out. We don't need it anymore. Let's select the body for the metahuman, and let's go into our content browser and look for the metahuman body. So there's a metahuman body armor designed specifically for metahuman characters. So if you go under Sci-Fi Warriors, Skeletal Meshes, Metahuman, Tall, Medium, and select SK Metahuman Tall, Medium, Exo, you can add that to the skeleton mesh. Okay, and then the next thing that we want to do is we want to add an animation blueprint that's made specifically for metahumans. In order to get to that, you can go to Animations, Metahuman, Male, and find the Metahuman animation blueprint, and we can add that. Okay, so now we've got the animation blueprint working with the metahumans. It's exactly the same as the third-person characters animation blueprint. Next thing we want to do is we want to parent the not really parent, but we want to set this metahuman animation to be the leader for all the components. Okay, so if we go under event graph and we select all the elements, the helmets, the legs, the chest, the armor. We're not using the armor now, but we can add it anyway. We drag them into the event graph and get the body, drag that into the event graph, and let's say we drag from the legs and type set leader pose component. Choose that and connect it, and the leader is now going to be the body. Sorry, the leader is going to be the body, and the target is going to be the components that we added earlier. So let's connect all those to the target. Let's compile all that and save. In the viewport, we're not going to see the result immediately. If we wanted to see the result immediately, we would, instead of keeping the legs, helmet, armor, and so on and so forth, we would just add them to the legs and the feet and the face and the torso. But we can also use this method because they are already set up in the other blueprint. So if you would like to you know, just get rid of these and use the ones that are found in the metahuman blueprint, you can do that as well. Okay, so you wouldn't need to take this step in that case, okay, because it's already set up. If you go on the construction script, you can already see that there's a function here, enable master pose, and basically what it does is the same thing. It sets the body as the leader, and the target is the several components that are found in the metahuman blueprint. Okay, that's basically the same thing we've done here. It's just that we have set the components from our third-person character blueprints to be led by the body, the metahuman body. Okay, so anyway, as I said, you won't see the result immediately in here, but you can see it when you hit the play button. So let's drag this blueprint into the level. And if I hit play, you'll notice that everything's good, everything is okay, except that I cannot use my character anymore. Okay, well, not really anymore, we haven't finished setting it up. So in order to finish setting this up, what we need to do is we need to possess this character first of all. It's still not going to work if we possess it, mind you, but we need to possess it first of all. We set possess to player 0. Hopefully you've watched the previous videos and you already know how to do this. You simply just go into the detail panels of the blueprint and you type possess in there and set it to player 0. Compile that, save it. So in order to get it to work, as you can see, I hit play again, nothing is happening. Let's go into our third-person character blueprint. We're going to find it under Sci-Fi Warriors, Blueprints, Simple Character, Third-Person Character. We need to add an extra event here. See, the reason it's not working is because event begin play is not actually being called. Okay, so we need to call that. So if I right click and create a custom event and call it Metahuman begin, you can call it what you want, but this is basically a begin play that we're going to fire from the Metahuman blueprint. Okay, so you compile that, you save that. Let's close the third-person character blueprint. That's all we need to do. And here, let's drag out and type begin play. Okay, let's type meta begin. Okay, that's what we called it. Let's compile that and save. And basically, that's all we really need to do. Hit play and it's now working. The gun isn't attached, so we'll need to do one last thing to get the gun to attach. Let's edit the blueprint. What we can do to get the gun to work is we actually missed one mesh. Let's add that. The gun is attached to this mesh, but it is not being led by the body of the metahuman. So if we connect that there, we should be good to go. And I guess that's it. And yeah, basically we have our metahuman working now. Okay. So just like the previous tutorial, we can switch out the different meshes and maybe we can add the hair and remove the helmet just to see some of the ways we can work with this. I can make the helmet invisible, or I can simply clear it, whatever you want to do. Let's make it invisible. I don't want to delete it or clear it. Sorry, that's visibility. And then let's go to the hair and make it visible. And let's go to the beard and make that visible. Let's save that out. Let's compile that. Let's close it and hit play. And yeah, basically that's working. I think the reason the hair isn't showing is probably LODs or something like that. It's got nothing to do with yeah, as you can see now it's showing. I really don't like the way metahuman LODs were set up. They always seem to have issues, but anyway, we've got our metahuman character working with our third-person character blueprint now. And any changes that you make in the third-person character blueprint will be translated to your metahuman as well. You have to be a little bit careful and make sure it all works with the metahuman as you're creating those changes. But yeah, this is how you can get it to work. So thanks for tuning in, and see you in the next tutorial where we will look at using the advanced character blueprint so that we can be able to do customization on the fly in game. Thanks for watching, guys.